Hello, everybody, and welcome to the newest episode of the TCG Party Podcast. And today, I have revived my co-host over here, the zombie, the heel himself, FortressStriker.
I'm back, baby, from the dead. And
Y-
unbelievable, what an upset of this. I can't believe it. That's not just Paul Bear, that's gotta be Kane! Good God almighty! That's Kane!
Ah, the good old WWE. Yes.
Sir, WWF. I don't care if it's 20 years of getting the F out. I'd rather take the F back in. Thank you very much.
You know, we could go with 2022 things, but we won't. Anyway, so start off the show for us, Kevin.
Yes, it's actually been a long time, folks. I'm back. The show is now coming back as best as we can. So basically, what's been going up there, if you guys have not seen my recent episode of the update that I performed, I will be glad to go ahead and keep this brief. If you guys can go ahead and check it out, I'll leave a link in the description to that video so it gets more explained. It's a little downside for what's been going on for me these past months. So for those who have known, I have been doing a lot of things going on in my house. I just recently have lost my grandfather back around late March. It's been almost now 2 months. By this Saturday would be about 2 months since his passing. He's been with me for about 20 years in this apartment. Me and my mom have been living here, going through a lot of struggling. I don't want to get too deep into the story, but we've been trying to do the best we can. This affected both me, my mom, and my brother, and also the whole family. My actual family's now been going through a lot lately too. It's been really a hard time for what's been going ever since my grandpa's passing. So we're trying to get by as best as we can, but I'm not giving up the show. There was plans. I will tell you a little secret, guys. There was times I was maybe thinking of leaving the show and then handing it to Gio. That's why if you guys watched the last episode of the TCG Party Podcast, Gio had to do the episode. He invited me to join in to do the recordings with him and Cam, but I was really at the time depressed, and I just didn't want to do the episode while things were going crazy.
Which is completely understandable, by the way.
Yeah. So, but I ran.
But keep going.
No, you keep going.
But it's the TCG Party Podcast. It's me, you, and Noel, and Tori, and everybody else in that club. This is our thing. It's not just mine. It's all of ours. Well, I mean, technically us three, because a lot of people have moved on and this and that, and that was a while ago. But you get my point.
Well, like us too, because we don't really get to hear much from Noel lately.
Well, if we have to keep censoring him, in these videos,
I mean, do I have to really put a muzzle on that poor boy? I will come down to you, sir. I will find you, sir.
I mean, we're gonna make a My Hero video. We're gonna put it out so Jasco can listen, and we appreciate Bandai for always listening, right? We love all their games, and all three of us. But I'm sure the disclaimer. I mean, we didn't link the disclaimer episode, but I'm sure they saw it, and you know how he is, and never heard anything back.
No, but let's be real. If anyone ever watches that episode, God, I wish you all did watch the whole cycle. I feel bad that no one never got the rant, but then again, Gio had to protect his investment.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We're very real here, but it would be nice if a company worked with us. Even me, you, Kevin. If Pokemon shouted you out, anything. It would be cool. It wouldn't just.
Well. Here's the thing. Here's the thing with Pokemon. If I had to say, the thing is with Pokemon is that there's actual people out there that works with certain companies with the trading card game that they like you. They see how well successful you are. They will sponsor you. They will give you they will send you some booster packs. I have seen videos about that. But the thing is, I haven't done the videos much. I would love to do all the deck profiles, all the pack openings. I've been trying to do that for a while, but this new computer of mine has been kind of like a stereo thing, which is another reason why I'm also having been trouble with my new laptop here. My old one, unfortunately, got the blue screen of death, sadly enough. I took it to Best Buy.
Oof.
And, of course, Best Buy is by far the worst company to ever go and take a computer fix.
Uh-huh.
Because you know how
Yes.
because you always, like, the geek squawk they are. If you don't have an appointment, you're fucked. And it's so bad. It's a Lenovo. Some people say Lenovo's are great, but at the same time, the Lenovo's are not that great. This is my second
N-
Lenovo, but I'm going to consider this to be my last.
number one computer company in the world right now for manufacturing.
They could say that, but if this
I
company
mean,
is in trouble
this is
all
not.
the time,
It's,
it's not worth my time. It's not worth my time.
oh, of course, of course. This is not them saying that. This is actually statistically proven, I believe.
Yes, but
You
I
know,
feel
because I mean,
outside.
I didn't. Uh-huh.
No, I'm just saying. I feel outside, so I don't know statics for shit.
Well, I mean, you have the product. I mean, Cam has one for school right now. It's giving him problems. So you know, I mean,
I mean, that's the thing.
and I'm over here.
Yeah, it's only for school. It's not going to be like for projects like this when we do the podcast episodes. It eats a lot of memory, and it's just
Imagine if we imagine if we get to the point where we could do it with like video and stuff, and we put the episodes out with video. You know, imagine
I was actually
one day.
thinking we could do a video, just you and me, face to face, mano a mano, inserting the Limp Bizkit.
Hmm.
You're special.
Oh yes, I mean Rockville was this past weekend in Florida. You know, even though it got rained out, but you know, the good old days. But you know, speaking of Pokemon, you know they had a regionals that happened this past weekend. You know,
That's
it's
fantastic.
nice to see. You know, it's nice to see if in real life events are coming back. Remember, we made a video talking about webcam in real life. You know, and all these. Well, I mean, Pokemon. I think it was an official event, but I think that I think that was like one, and then think like they're gonna focus like next year. But like Yu-Gi-Oh's back. Bandai games have been going on in real life this whole time. It's nice to see card games actually coming back to IRL and staying on webcam too. Like that's not just like dying off.
Yeah. But
Which
Pokemon's been great. I have bought the 2 booster boxes of the Brilliant Stars on the week. It was supposed to come out on the Friday. I got it the day before on the cool stuff. I bought the 2 boxes. The first one was excellent. I did get to pull the Charizard V because, you pull a Charizard, you're already happy in life. But the main focus in that set was mostly the Arceus, which is the card that a lot of people are playing in the meta. But my second box
so
is the best thing about
did you pull did you pull the V Star? Is that what I'm hearing?
the Charizard V-Star? Oh yeah, I did.
Oh, okay. No. I meant the Arceus. Since you were talking about it,
I know a lot of people say
I heard
Arceus.
you
I
say.
say Arceus. I mean, however the fuck you want to pronounce it. I say.
I don't know. Potato. It don't matter. But did you pull it? That
No,
is the real.
I never did. But I did pull the regular RCSV normal card, which is not bad. And you can also go ahead and pick up
okay.
your RCSV alternate art forms in special boxes that comes with 2 Brilliant Stars, a Chilling Rain, and a Cosmic Eclipse, which also has the set where it has the Arceus Dialga Palkia tag team, which is the one you have that I know.
Yeah.
Because just the other day, me and G were playing Pokemon on the Discord, and he was using the Zacian V set, but it was from a booster box. Which is
from the battle pack thing.
The battle
that they had made a while.
And mine was actually a real build deck. I actually wanted to make it, and that was the Pachirisu Power Tool deck, which I am very astounded. I'm going to do a deck profile on that sometime soon. Whenever I have the chance, because my working schedule is crazy. Because right now I have to keep it open because I just got the job. It's already exhausting, but I'm doing the best I can. Like I said, to help my family. But no, but the set has been, but it's pretty good. I spend as much money as I can because just to get it cheap, make it efficient. Really great. Recommend checking this deck out. It's really nice. It is gonna be tough, but because there is gonna be the counter to this, which is the whole Samurott Hishwin Samurott deck, which is coming out in the new set, which is Astro Radiance. Astro Radiance already just did a sneak peek. I was hoping we'd do the episode of the sneak peek, but the timing with Geo is fucking bad. So I will say this: if you have not gotten the sneak peek, it's fine. Just start pre-ordering as best as you can from any of your card game shops, or for the pro playing games or cool stuff, whatever you got. Probably not cool stuff.
I mean, PPG was selling out a Brilliant Stars. They and cool stuff. They couldn't keep that set in.
No, they can. But yes, if you are going to get it as soon as possible, because you know how the Pokemon community is, and you know how people are scalping. That's like crazy.
Oh, speaking of Pokemon, Kevin, we have a new store that opened that they get 20 people plus that play Pokemon. Actually, ironically.
Oh,
it's
really?
near the fall. It's near the falls on 138, yeah. It was brought, David brought it to my attention.
I heard it from Moses, who heard it from his friend Jake. It's in the Palmetto area.
Oh, it is true then. Oh, okay.
It is. I checked the pictures of the store. It is incredible. They actually have all the pictures of all the Pokemons from like Gen 1s, Gen 2s, Gen 3s, and so on. The designs, everything else. You know what really caught my attention? I'm going to give you a guess. What is the one thing that if you look at the picture right now on the Google Images, and you look up to the store, what is the one thing inside that store that caught my attention more than anything? Probably gonna have to look it up right now because I'm not.
I mean, see, I don't know. There's probably a particular Pokemon, but it's not. You're not looking for like a plushie or anything. So I mean, I don't know. Maybe a shirt or something. I don't know.
I wouldn't say a shirt, but I give you a hint. It's not even a Pokemon. It's not even Pokemon related either.
Oh. If you say Dragon Ball, I'm gonna like Omega Low 2 seconds after.
It's No, it's not. No, but I will show you right now with the magic of my phone and shitty editing that will never happen because I'm lazy as fuck.
Oh, welcome our new editing department.
Oh yeah. Power Direct, yeah, that's a thing. That's one thing why I keep looking for this fucking thing. You see, the thing is, I couldn't do the right editing. That's why if you watch the last episode of Part 3 of Episode 12, there's a little Power Direct. The reason is because I have to look for something new because the video editor here I have has the shittiest exporting because it's like just one tiny bit to be complete, and it takes me hours just for it, and it's never gonna go through. It sucks. I can't see it. No, it's not here, I guess. It's not gonna be there, so it's like I can't get rid of it because they will have to charge me to pay like what, $48 a year or $4 a month, which at the time right now it sounds not bad, but like I said, I'm going through stuff and I just don't feel like paying these people my money to get them the editing process.
Understandable.
Don't really care. I'll find another editing one just in case that doesn't have it. Or unless you're forced to have it, and I can change the name, and I can just put FortressStriker on it. I couldn't care. Then I'll just say, yeah, I'll keep it. I don't have to pay for jack shit, and I can literally just put my name on it. It says, yes, I'm the owner of the show. There's no annotation to it. You're screwed.
Fantastic.
Oh well, I can't find it anyway. I'm lazy. But yeah. So anyway, what's in the picture, actually in the store, they do have. Is they actually have a miniature, not mini, but like a certain size of the arcade system of Mortal Kombat 2.
Oh, one of my favorite arcades of all time.
The Mortal Kombat of Mortal Kombats, because I don't care what people think. Mortal Kombat 2 is the best one because it has the greatest 2D graphics of all time and perfect.
Oh, it was definitely better than 1.
It was way advanced. It was ahead of its time. Came 1 year after.
It was,
and it was so fucking incredible.
I mean, 3 was good, but I felt like 2 was just like so better. It's so much better.
Every time I look at 3, it gives me eye cancer.
And like as you went away from 2, you just marveled at how good the second one was.
People don't understand.
I mean, you could say this.
Go ahead.
I'll let you finish.
No.
I was gonna say you could say the same thing about the Sonic franchise. Sonic 2, probably the best game in that series, and then you keep going away from it, and the game's just. Well, Sonic Adventure 1 and 2 were good, but outside of that, it just kind of goes down.
Isn't it glorious back in those days when the number 2 and anything from a franchise of a game or a movie was like the best thing than the first one?
Well, I mean, Mario Brothers 3 was better than 2 because we didn't even get 2 technically here. But yeah, I do remember those days. Yeah,
I tried to. 2 was fucking weird.
it was super weird. It was like it should have been like one of those lost. It was a rare thing. I had the game physically, and it was fun, but it was different from like the whole series.
It's like you've seen the Cars movie, right?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Have you seen all 3 of them?
Seen the first 2. I don't know if I remember the third one, but I definitely see the first.
Because it's like, you know how Mario, you got the first Mario game, and then the third game looks like it just continue on instead of the second.
Yes.
Because the second had like that weird game where you have to jump with certain characters, with Toad and Princess Peach and Luigi as the additional characters. It's like Cars is like Cars 1 is the canon side. Cars 2 was just basically a made-up movie, which they literally call it Cars 2, which to me was an insult. Cars 3 literally continue after 1. It was like that. So to me, that's a Cars 2. Mario 3 is like Mario 2. Like the correct way. Because it makes more sense. And then you just move on with, and then unlike Cars right now, I don't know. I think there was a rumor they're making 4. I don't know. Because there's too many Pixar movies that have been like 1, 2, 3, 4.
So, yeah, they make too many. But talking about the store, I thought it would be great if you had heard of it, because I was like, people actually play Pokemon there. You know, it's exciting to hear that, you know, this lost community here in our city.
I've been trying to go with Moses to go to the store, but my timing has been bad. But I really wanted to go, even on a Sunday, but he's always busy with his friends. But I'm free on Saturday, so maybe if I could find the time, I can probably go if I can, if I could.
And let me know. We could put it in one of our episodes, and the journey to this new mysterious store. A new challenger approaches.
Yeah, maybe we could talk to them. Maybe we can work with them and see if we can. We'll put them over. We'll talk to the owners.
Oh yeah, you know, it's always good seeing a new business that's, you know, it looks like it's a mom and pop store. You know, it doesn't look like it's like, you know, cool stuff or PBD. You know.
No, but in Pokemon communities, you have to be a mom and pop store. You can't cuss. You can't do it around with the children around.
Oh yeah,
it's a friendly community. True. This is an anti-Stevie, anti-Noel distribution. If you screw that up, you're gonna get a major.
Oh man, I mean, Noel tried Pokemon, but he said he didn't like it. Actually,
I don't think he got into the game, or like he understood how the mechanics work.
He bought trial decks, and I told him that buying trial decks is the worst in that game. Like if it, like, you know, the battle expansions are a little bit better, but like, yeah, you just can't buy like the normal. Like starters for that game. They're just like.
Yeah. Don't ever use those. The battle decks are a little bit better because they do come with the V's and stuff. But you know, like Cool Stuff, they have a tutorial deck that you could try out. They'll lend it to you, and you can play with another player or with one of the shop owners, and then they'll train you. They'll teach you how the game works. What you can do is right. What you can do is wrong. And they'll teach you the basic step by step, and then then if you understand it, you just continue the game until the game's over, and then you just have fun, and then you just keep playing it over and over.
You know, that is fun. You know, it's definitely a game for the big quote unquote 3 that we just didn't have anything for a while. You know, and I always found that weird. I think, you know, post COVID. You know,
post COVID, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, COVID, I heard, basically is coming back bigger. My brother informed me that now New York is already getting hit with the COVID situation all over again. So, and the worst part is, with things happening, they probably may not go back to being shut down because their mayor or governor, can't remember who it was, but said that they're trying to get New York back because they've been really out of a funk ever since the first COVID hit back in 2020, and they were out of business. There was too many people dying and people who were killed by the virus. They were taking over the hospitals, the park itself, and city, downtown and city park. It's been really tough. People have been having trouble trying to get a job. Some people don't have to wear masks, but there's issues with the homelessness, like taking over the city. It's kind of like what a little bit of like LA. So it's pretty bad, and with the gas situation going on all over the world right now, it's
that's a bummer.
Yeah, it's gonna get higher. and higher, and we're scared right now because not even people in Florida can even barely afford it at this time.
$5 a gallon. That's where we're approaching.
Yeah.
But anyway, you know.
Yeah.
So I find it interesting that which you're playing Pokemon. I mean, I play it too. I dabble, but I'm in Digimon. We're playing all the Mon games, right? But I seem to notice that the kids are really gravitating to those two games and My Hero. Like, it's just like, and you see a lot more kids playing these three specific games. What do you think about that? I find it interesting.
I think it's because the kids just like what that got them interesting because My Hero is a very popular anime. It's been put over because superheroes have always been the most popular thing since back in the day over 100 years ago when they made the comic books. And it was the idea to grab the kids' attention, and then they spend their hard-earned cashes or their parents' hard-earned cashes from their allowances or whatever. So they read the comics, watch the movies, collect the toys, do all the stuff, be part of it, bring the imagination to life. And then like here with My Hero, an anime that actually explains superhero because there was different styles of superheroes. They even did superhero-based mangas and animes back in the old days. But what My Hero does, it actually tells a story step by step to what the idea of what one character has to go through to tell his backstory. Where Noel told us that where Deku basically goes ahead and says how I became the most famous hero of all time, and he explains it by telling you about one story about how he met his favorite hero of all time and how his struggle with not having a quirk changed everything after he got to talk to All Might, and then everything started to change and the story progresses more and more, and the character he has to learn the hard way that it's not more about forceful power. You have to learn step by step, and it's going to build and build and build, and there's always like roadblocks all the time, but it's always building more of a story. And then you can also learn, and now we also did a season where we just learn about the villain side, where now you hear their side of the story, and now we have the heroes and the villains. We got both their sides of the stories, and it interests the viewers. It's something that people need to focus. It's not just about heroes all the time.
Mm-hmm.
That's just going to get overdone and boring. Kind of like what they do with the Justice League, for example.
Oh yeah, I can agree. I think it's for this generation. That is their Dragon Ball, their Naruto, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh. Just use all the really classic one. It's like the biggest anime I feel like going on right now. I don't know if you disagree, but
Oh yeah,
I heard about it and I just see it everywhere now. Not gonna lie.
that and Demon Slayer right now, they're both hitting the top charts of the best anime at this time.
Hey, I saw rumors of that was gonna be like after the My Hero series, they're gonna do Demon Slayer, which
but before
that is
we gotta
true,
do
like,
but before that, we gotta do the One Piece.
the One Piece. I mean, if the Dragon Ball community wasn't gonna go flock there, I mean, I'm probably gonna judge the game and dabble in it, but playing it, I don't know, man, because like that's just gonna have so many different communities. But like, I feel like it's gonna be like a competitive, sweaty community.
Is this
not that I don't mind.
Bandai? Is this Bandai?
Yeah, One Piece is Bandai. Mm-hmm. It's their third game.
Oh my god!
They make Dragon Ball Super. They make
Can they
Digimon,
just stick with one fucking game at a time?
Well, that Digimon's gonna win the battle. That's the only one that's their IP.
So then focus on that. You don't fucking go to another card game and there's like, you know what? Dragon Ball wasn't a great game. Let's go ahead and bring Digimon. Okay. Well, Digimon is actually kind of better. You know what? Fuck Dragon Ball. And then we got One Piece. So now we gotta take care of everything because One Piece is a very popular anime. It reaches 1,000 episodes. Oh yeah, but you also forgot one thing. Some dude hacked the system and now we can't upload the next episodes. But anyway, One Piece, it's gonna have a ton of cards. It's gonna play a little bit like maybe some Dragon Ball stuff, but our committee is gonna be sweating balls with Luffy and Nami or Zoro or Zaro, where the hell is? Because I don't watch the I don't know the anime.
I've seen some episodes, but I've seen them out of order. But you're not wrong though, and the problem with Dragon Ball, which we're going to touch on in one of these new episodes that we're going to do, is that the reason the game never failed, but after its debacles, the reason why it's failing is because there's no casuals and and barely any kids that play that game.
And they're also kind of being repetitive with their card effects.
I mean, yeah. I mean, like, we were playing Set 11, remember? And that wasn't that long ago.
That was the last that I played.
Yeah.
Couldn't do it set.
I think that was probably like set 12 brought like Gogeta Xeno. I had that deck, but like outside of that, like I think like Set 11 was like the last really good. I mean, Realm of the Gods is good, but like nobody plays the game here anymore, so I can't play it, right? I just feel like they're just like they just had a ban this too, because we're gonna talk about the Yu-Gi-Oh one.
Oh, they did one.
And they banned. Yeah. They just had one a couple days back, and they banned. Well, it's funny because they did something I think they shouldn't have done. They errata, that Championship 17 card that they made for Invoker. You might have seen it because like it made headlines.
Oh, was that the blue-green one?
No. It was a red card, right? For Universe 7, and they made it so like it would for 1 mana you could give your leader Invoker and it would last like for a turn, right? Mm-hmm. And then they already touched the card after 1 tournament, and they made it so bad. Like, I mean, yes, I get it was broken, but like, I was like, you just put the card out. Like, why are you touching it? Like, that's for me, that's like, like, why are you doing that? You get me?
That's an issue, yeah. I mean, like, that's also one thing. I don't know why, but I feel like Bandai copies a little bit of the Yu-Gi-Oh styles with their ban lists, and they don't really play really smart. They just see to touch something that could be wrong. But when the players see it more than the judges and the creators themselves, people also can tweet and comment it on the Facebook or whichever there's in the social media. They will explain that here's the reason you should go against this card, because this card does this to this certain type of deck and it up a couple decks, and it could take a bad effect to the game. It's been a while since I played DBS. What was the one card that we all came to an agreement that deserved to either be errata or banned for the purpose of the reason that the game wasn't cancerous as it needed to be?
Do you remember what color the card was?
I don't know. It's usually most of the most broken cards are either between blue and red and yellow.
You're not wrong. Man, I can't. I mean, they've banned so much stuff at this point.
I know. I'm probably gonna have to look that up to see other cards. I know we did. I know some of the older sets when they used to have like the set when set 4 came and that had like the fucking broken Hirudegarn deck that was busting the entire meta. Gee.
Yes.
Christ, like the Bardocks with the Gotans and all that stuff. I feel as though just Goten was needed to be banned and Bardock could be at 1 was the reasonable thing to do. But instead, they just banned both cards, but like without recognition, or like saying, "Here, look, limit this card, ban this thing. Be smart, try it out." And
at the time,
that you do it like you. Then you.
At the time, Goten's at 4 now. They unbanned him.
It's unbanned now, but what I'm saying is like, if you're gonna be smart, limit this card, like the Bardock, and then ban the Goten, because that way we don't have to deal with the Goten bullshit. But if the Bardock is still too effective even at 1, then you may ban it, which is fine. The whole idea is that when, like for example, when Konami created the ban list to begin with, it wasn't even a ban list. It was literally just the limited list. When they made the list, they made sure to keep the game as balanced as possible so that no player can have a broken deck to take over the meta and players can leave.
And we had 2 lists. We had 2 lists for us and Japan. It just wasn't one list,
Exactly, because the TCG and the OCG are separate, since the OCG gets their cards ahead of everybody and we're left behind, so that's why we're not together. All of us in the whole world had to use the Bandai list because it came out at the time, but we were the first country to do that, and then the other countries had to follow, and then
yeah.
they also got their own list later on.
I mean, but originally it was all one, but then it was
yeah.
separated, which made more sense to separate it, you know?
Exactly.
Because like the Bandai guys that make Super, like they're Yu-Gi-Oh! They love Yu-Gi-Oh! And the Digimon people are Magic players. I mean, you can kind of see in the designs of both games. You can kind of see the origins of both games in those games.
There was those times where I remember back to when we were out doing the clubs in early time. It was at the time when we were about to leave Yu-Gi-Oh! Later that year. Man, for the past couple of years, I was always so angry with Komoney because the OCG list had a better ban list that was balanced and perfect than the American one from TCG, where it fucked us.
You're not wrong.
It was always random because they used to do the March-September list, and then they stopped doing that. And then people say, when's the next ban list? When's the next ban list? When the ban list comes, it happens immediately, without hesitation or giving us an update. It's like when the ban list comes out. Even the Yugi tubers had to look up social medias to find out where it is. When the list comes out, I was always either look it up on Facebook, look it on YouTube from a Yugi tuber, or I get informed by the guys on the Facebook groups. Like most of the time with Stevie. And then when I look at the list, I go, what the fucking shit is this? And I used to do a lot of reviews on my old videos, and I used to talk about what is this list? And it used to really, grind my gears to see such a cringe list from the company. But then,
well, I mean, speaking of their new list,
I do have the list right here. I actually, if you wouldn't mind,
there's only one card. There's one card that I'm sure that made you go like
three.
Okay.
See, that's the thing. A specific player would just say, just one card. One card is all I need. No, buddy. If you know what these cards are, you can understand what I can read. And I know we were talking about that one card. But if you just focus on that one card, then you're kind of blind to see the other cards of how stupid and effective they are. And just to know everybody, these three cards that made a huge comeback, these are cards that were banned during the Chaos format of 2004. That's the Chaos Emperor section of the format, where Chaos Emperor was the most busted card in the game. It broke the game. Its original effect before it was errata was busted as hell, where it basically sent itself and every card in both players' field and hand to the graveyard, and it will basically inflict 300 damage to your opponent for every card that was sent to that graveyard. And if you had a specific card, like let's say you never normal summon, and you basically send a Sangan, because which of the Black Forces is more special? Because this specific card I talked about was one of the cards that came back from the list. With Sangan, you search that card that's 1500 less, you add it to your hand, and then you get to normal summon it. And I'm going to tell you what one of those cards right about now. So, ladies and gentlemen, I present to you today's special forecast, a very, very distasteful yet satisfying Forbidden Limited list of Yu-Gi-Oh! And I can tell you this, guys, before I read this list, Stevie Ray Welchcox and Eric Ramon, for those who do know my Yu-Gi-Oh! Past, these two guys are probably still thinking of what cards to replace to add those specific cards to their decks, because Cancer couldn't be more effective as it needed to be in this game. Now, so here's the list of cards, and I will tell you which one of the cards is back. All three of them are limited, but I'm going to go by the list from banned to unlimited. So cards that got banned for this format. We got Mecha Fan of Bees, apologies if I mispronounce it, Auroradon. Let me know, Gio, if you want to know if that's good if you find that's fascinating that the card got banned, or you're just like... I'm sorry?
Yes, I'm listening to you. Yes, keep going.
No, I'm just saying, yeah, let me know if you're like, oh wow, why can't this card got blah blah blah.
Well, I'll give my one thoughts to the obvious card, but I'll have it at the end. I'll give you a synopsis.
Okay, so yeah, Mecha Fan of Bees, Auroradon, banned. Prank Kids, Meow Meow Moo, banned. This
Meow Meow.
Meow Meow Moo. This was a deck that Eric was gonna make anyway. Predaplant.
Yeah, and they said no.
Just no. It was limited and it got banned. Now added to the ban list, Predaplant, Verte, Anaconda. Moses was very shocked about this card. I actually looked this up. This card was really good.
It's disgusting. I'm glad it's banned.
It's not my fault. Predaplants are really broken. You should know. You've tasted its defeat.
A long time ago. Yes.
Yes, when things were easier for Kevin. And that's it for the ban list. For the limited list, Jet Synchron is officially back to being at 1. This card got actually banned, and I was actually very sad. They actually killed my my Crystron deck that I was using for Crystron Quasars, which was pretty fascinating back in 2017.
Oh man, you're bringing me to the good old days.
The TCG party days, yeah, the original club.
Yeah.
Red Rose.
I mean, Yu-Gi-Oh was more fun back then, but I'll say now. Even if, they modified the link format and put the old rules back, but with links, which was what it should have always been, but I feel like the old formats are more fun.
How about just no Zodiacs, no links, and I will give you that. That's it.
I mean, how about no Sky Striker too, if you're going that far?
So, does that also count no Spirals?
Oh, Spirals is banned. That deck is unplayable. Actually, it got hit so bad. I mean, come on, dude. Did you never play against it in tournament? Like the moment they drone you, it's like, okay, cool. I'm about to scoop.
Well, the thing is, I wanted to play Spirals as a regular deck. It was just a regular deck until the link format came. And then when they got the cards with the link stuff and the support they needed, it somehow became a tier 0 deck. And it became the favorite thing in the world.
It was so ridiculously fast. It was actually insane. But there was this guy. He made a deck, right? Mm-hmm. It was just like two of the well, they're not creatures. Two of the agents of the deck. The secret agent, like the main guy, and then was it Tough? And he just made a deck around them, and I think the person got like second or first at like an event. And I'm just like, man, this archetype's kind of broken. Like doing well with like just those two guys, the spell traps, and playing like a defensive deck version of the deck.
I presume when I left, I'm thinking Noel, did he ever fought that deck?
He had that deck, but Noel was he had it, never played it, sold it, and then it became broken. Like most of the decks he had.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm. He had Subterrors that didn't have Guru yet, which we later got. He had Dinosaur. He had Spiral. He had Monarchs. He had
Dark Lords. He had
Dark Lords. Yeah,
and then he had Light and Draco Knights. That was another one.
Yeah, he had Lightsworn, but like what's that? The Twilight version of the deck though, not like the normal one. So he had that. I think I'm missing like one other random deck he could have had, but yeah.
I don't know, man. I feel like Stevie was always like the guy who quit, came back, quit, came back, and he's
he still does that.
Yeah, but
to this day.
Yeah, but in comparison, I'd say Stevie's still a way better player than Noel. Like at least when Noel quit. When Stevie quits, at least he's playing a deck that's meta. He focuses on to work on that deck, and he finds creativity to make the deck even stupid or playable and fun. But that's the creative mind of Stevie, and that's what he did. And I used to work with him with that. I said, hey, why don't you do Inferno? This deck is interesting. I gave him that idea, and then he went with Inferno, and it was actually a not bad top tier deck. He did a great job with it. He added the Pot Desires, he added the Monster Gates.
Speaking of Potted Desires, we got two of them now with this ban list.
Yeah, thanks for getting ahead of me into this, my friend. I appreciate that. How dare you?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, we'll get to that. Red Rose Dragon is limited. I had to read this card, and apparently it's a card that basically searches one of the spells and one of the traps. And the spell card is just, it's basically stupid. It's kind of like a Rhoda. But it's a quick play Rhoda. So it's like, ooh. But it's like for like the plant decks.
Yes.
Let's see. Here it is, guys. The card I mentioned for Chaos, and that is Yata-Garasu. So for those who don't know what Yata-Garasu does, allow me to explain. So I've already explained how a Chaos Emperor Dragon resolves, right? So once that effect resolves, and I use the Sangan, you use Sangan. That's like a thing. That's like a once-in-a-lifetime thing to do, because it's just a trick to it. I learned from a former Yu-Gi tuber who's no longer doing the Yu-Gi things, Galactic God, one of my favorites of all time. He basically.
I remember him.
He explained a combo, and then after the combo resolves, with Sangan, you add the Yata-Garasu because it has a very weak attack, but doesn't matter. 200 attack may be weak, but it's the lock. It's called the Yata lock, and the Yata lock, what it does is once your opponent has no cards in the hand and field, they're pretty much vulnerable. And this isn't a time when you had cards you summon in the graveyard and everything. No, this was just back then when it was just simple Yu-Gi-Oh, but it was still stupid. So when you summon Yata-Garasu, it's a spirit monster. So you attack with it, and then when it inflicts battle damage to your opponent cannot draw. So, you know, on the start of their draw phase, and then at the end of the turn, you bring back Yata-Garasu back to your hand. So then when your opponent's turn goes, he can't draw and he cannot do anything. So that means his turn is automatically skipped. You draw, and until you draw like a Monster Reborn or Call a Hunted or a monster that can be special summoned instantly, whatever, you just summon Yata-Garasu and you keep locking him until you find a way to get your cards back. Once you have it, then you can use those monsters, attack, keep using it until they go 0, or your opponent most of the time scoops. That's what they call the Yata. Once your Yata lock, man, just scoop, because that's it. This card has no errata. So obviously there's easier ways to stop the Yata lock, and well, first of all, we're not doing Yata locks like we used to. But to prevent, you know, Yata-Garasu being stupid, all you gotta do is just what? Valor him, Skill Drain, Venus Chain, Ghost Dash, whatever cards that negates effect, you know, pretty much you stop him, that's it. Easy does it. I think it was kind of smart that Konami kind of did this, you know, test the water, see how it is. There's no need to errata him anyway, because there's always a way to stop it, especially with the Ash Blossom thing being the whole issue to the entire meta, since it's the ultimate hand trap.
I mean, hand traps just in general, just like Effect Veiler's back, Ghost Ogre, Ash that you just mentioned, and those are the main ones. And then you have Draw and Sideboard. Like, they're just never going away, you know? And even Ghost Spell had a time where that was relevant. So, I mean, they're just never going away.
No, they're not. I was thinking another card should be like the Kozaki card. It's like the one where you summon like the... It was like time when you summon like a fusion monster from your extra deck. It was like the summon you summon out a Cyber Dragon. And like instantly or something. I can't remember. It's something... No, it wasn't Cyber Dragon. It was a card that... what you did was you Cyberstein fusion monsters or something, and then you use the Kozaki card, and then he basically gets to inflict damage to half of their attacks from the fusion monsters to your opponent, so you can automatically just kill them. And then in today's game, that's like an ultimate burn deck, and then you can just go for game. It's kind of like a cannon soldier. I can't remember. I could be wrong, but it's a certain type of deck that's kind of like a cannon soldier. That's just so stupid, but it was banned for that reason because it was just too broken. But it was actually, I tried the deck out, it's hilarious. Because me and Stevie used to do, back when there was a dueling network, and I say dueling network, dueling bulk or that crap, dueling network, and where we used to play test these decks, the ideas, and I'm like, let's try this deck out, let's come up with these ideas of a deck, we'll play it how it is, and then we'll change it if we don't like it. And then so we feel comfortable, that's part of the meta. And when we play these decks, they're so broken that we don't even want to face each other these decks because it's too busted for each of us. But I always get too intrigued to it. So like, I was more, you know, into the decks more than Stevie did and Moses did. So it was always fun to deal with it.
I believe it.
Speaking of Cristrons, Crystron Halkifibrax, again, that's a card I try and pronounce. It was now limited to 1. sort of like their own shooting star card, but it's like a tuner monster. This one is an Eric Ramon card. You might know what this might be, Gio, if you remember the Eric Ramon decks.
Well, I mean, so you go in order, right?
I'm going second.
Needle fiber. Yeah, needle fiber, bro. That guy was. He needed to go to 1. That guy's busted. I know they changed his name to Halifrax, but I'm always gonna call it needle fiber. We're not calling it the American name. But you know, like that needed. Oh, and the next one too.
That's what I was.
Like I
was gonna say, yeah, the fucking Performer Pal monkey board. Jesus Christ.
Our buddy David's just so happy with that because he has like 50 copies of the card, high rarity, because he thought something was going to happen. He's super happy.
It took him 5 years to finally have this deck back. Eric Ramon is pleased. I expect more of the Moses memes of Eric Ramon.
That would be fantastic.
Hey son, I heard Monkey Board is back at 1. Yeah, Dad, that's cool and all, but this next card basically is back at 1 and it's broken. And that card, folks, is Change of Heart. And I skipped the card, but I'll get to it. But yeah.
Yeah, we could skip that card. We could go to Change of Heart.
The next card was Shooting Riser Dragon, but we'll skip it. Change of Heart is officially back at 1, and guys, this card again is completely and utterly fucking broken. A few years ago, during the time when we were doing the whole Element Dragon, the Dragon Rulers, Snatch Steel was at 1. And I remember we also had 6 Cents, which was a card that got banned before it became released, became limited, and then it only lasted for 1 format, and then got back to being banned forever. But Change of Heart, again, another card, not errata, is oh my fuck, is back. And I'm like, damn it, Stevie, Eric, Christian, everybody can go back to playing Yu-Gi-Oh! Being stupid with this card now. This card, what it does is that, like Snatch Steel, you can take control of your opponent, except you don't have to like equip it or anything. You just take control of it, and you can attack with it, you can tribute it, you can fuse, synchro, XE, link with it.
You can do anything you want with it. So I'm so confused because like we have mind control, brain control, all these other cards that came out, right?
Yep.
And this card's just better.
This card was the most broken thing in the world.
It's literally better.
This with the brain control, when brain control wasn't errata, was so stupid.
Yeah.
Pitch perfect.
And then they gave us time seal after too, which is like, oh man.
Oh my god, time seal at 1. Oh my god. So then this card. So this is the last card out of the set came out. So Time Seal basically says once you activate it, your opponent's turns automatically skip. It's like kind of like Yatagarasu, but except it's just a trap card. So even if you MST it, it's gonna skip your turn unless you actually negate the activation. So and you can time it too.
Fantastic.
And the timing of this card could be really stupid. So now imagine this card back in the day, Gio, with priority. Have fun with that.
Oh yeah, no, I'm good.
Hey Moses, if you're listening, priority should come back. Because why not?
I mean, other card games have it. I don't see why Yu-Gi-Oh wouldn't. So.
Because then you made the game more cancerous than it needs to be. Stevie with the priorities and Eric with the priorities is just gonna be. Somebody gave cancer the cancer.
So then we get. Oh no. So then we have semi-limited, right? We got Dynamite for the True Draco deck. I mean, can they just unban Masterpiece? You know, that's secretly what they're trying to do, right?
No, you get nothing.
No,
you get what you get. Cyber.
Oh yeah, I see. I could see you weren't a fan of True Dracos.
I think I played around with it. I had to get because it was that deck and the Zodiacs that the set came out. That, jeez, man, this set was so. It was so ridiculous. And this is the deck. No,
the set that
No, this is the deck that he made. I traded one of the secret rares just to get the second Ash Blossom from him. It turns out I actually got the win for that. He fucked up.
Yes, that card is $120 right now. So yeah.
He didn't know at the time he was making the deck. I opened up. You've seen the video. I packaged it, and then I go over there. I got Ash Blossom, and already my Predator plants were powerful as hell.
Oh man, did he regret his decision when you guys played?
Yeah, because because later on that like not like he hated the deck, but I knew this deck was gonna get hit super bad, and it did. Like half the cards were banned and 11 were limited.
Yeah, I think they hit Diagonic Diagram at some point too. So yeah.
That's why you go for the smart cards first, and then you make the meta deck.
Oh, so we go for a rogue deck, so they never hit us. There you go.
The rogue decks, that's why Spyros were tier 0. They played it smart. They took their time. They weren't trying to be a top tier deck. They were waiting for their moment, and when the time came, they did the attack, and everything became a mess.
Oh, did you? I mean, I see on the semi-limited as we get down, you didn't play against Trickstar, did you?
I wanted to make Trickstars actually.
Oh man! Now speaking of a deck that didn't have fun interactions, that was that deck.
Yeah.
But let's. I have a story for Trickstar, but I'll let you get. Yeah, I do. But I'll let you get Tanky and Pot first, and then I will tell the story.
Okay, yeah. Tanky's Patu, Pot's at 2. Yeah, that's great. Wall Revealing Light has at 2, which this card should have been at 3.
I mean, yeah.
There's no point giving it to you guys. Just put it at 3. No one's gonna spend a shit ton of money.
I mean, Tanky Zodiac's put that card probably initially, and I don't know why. I mean, Pot of Desires could go to 3. I mean, we have Pot of Prosperity, and then Pot. There's another Pot that they made too that I think they're just better. But you know.
Hey, how about
you
know what? Mm-hmm. If you make Pot of Greed back, I'll probably go back to Yu-Gi-Oh! Because why not?
Oh man, the meme draw 2 card back. I mean, if you do that, you know, you might as well bring back 1 Graceful Charity at that point.
No, you're just asking too much. Just give me Pot of Greed and let's call it a day. No,
just give me Pot of Greed.
No erratas, nothing. Just even if it's 1 format, just give me that. Just
draw 2.
Just everyone tweet, message, Instagram. I don't care what you do. Go to whatever you need to do to Konami and just ask for the next ban list. Pot of Greed at 1, Pot of Greed at 1, Pot of Greed at 1. No erratas, nothing. Even if it's 1 format, just spam it until we finally get
POG. So, you're not wrong.
No, yeah, unban my boy Stevie now, please.
So I guess I'll say the Trickstar story. So I was playing tournament against him. I was playing ABCs at the time. And I went first. And of course, this card is banned that I'm about to reference. And then they brought the other one to 3 in the last list. So I summon A, I put down Imperial Order, and I put down Skill Drain. And so I go pass. They go spell, I go Imperial Order, and then they put Candaria Trickstar, and I went Skill Drain, and they scooped. It was glorious. They said next game. Oh man, and that was the deck back then. If you remember, it was one of the lamer decks. It could do cool stuff, but you know, it just burned you to death. Exactly. If you remember.
No, I remember Trickstars. I heard was really broken, and I would love to make that deck or the Goki deck because it looks fun. Even though I tried watching the anime, and the anime characters are shit because the anime itself was trash.
I mean, Goki is like the ultimate Link deck of all the combos it can do.
I like it. I like they actually gave you a decent deck with the 2 characters' main focus, while the main character itself is just a piece of trash.
There was another deck that they made that was actually from the anime, and I forget.
Was it the Solomon Greats? I'm just guessing here because the only thing
I'm not sure. I'll tell you next time. I
mean,
I know there's another one from Arc 5 that they made.
RV, yeah, RV was classic, yeah. I mean, I'll tell you. I mean, if we're gonna talk about like who had the best core decks in the main character cast, I'm giving it to Jaden because who the fuck did This Is Heroes? That was a great deck.
And GX, huh? Well, I mean, for me, respectfully, I'm going to meme on you with my response. The best person that had the best deck was Yugi. Because he had it rigged for him to always win.
But sir, he doesn't have Exodia anymore, and God cards are banned, sir.
Oh, I mean, it doesn't matter. There is no pathetic deck in my grandpa's deck. I mean, pardon me, grandpa's
Jesus,
deck.
and you already fucked up the line already.
Hey, man, it's okay.
My grandpa's deck has no pathetic cards, except maybe the Karibo, but it also has the Noel.
Oh no.
Noel, obliterate. Hey, can I see that Noel piece? Wow, this is great. Say goodbye to Noel!
Oh no. No wonder he stopped watching Dragon Ball Z after the Boo saga. Boo never did anything after.
I actually tried watching the Boo saga. Okay, I need to go to. Let me get to this list, and then let me tell you my story about Dragon Ball.
Okay.
I know this is getting off topic, guys. I'm sorry, but it's been a while we've done the podcast. It's been fun, and I know a lot of people love our shows. We'll get back to the certain cards and everything, but let me finish the list, and I'll tell you my side of the story of Dragon Ball, because we will switch it to a Dragon Ball story later. So, most of all, Night Assailant, Trishula, Solomon Great, Mirage, Gestalio, Hero Lives, Solomon Great Circle, and Skeiko are officially unbanned. Unlimited.
Unlimited. The last four, I'm just like, wow, they're at 3. I'm like, okay. I mean,
Hero Lives is a great card. Skeiko is a huge, unbelievable card because that card was literally hit. It was
because of Link.
No, Links, it banned and it died and it came back and it died. It's make up your fucking minds, for God's sake.
I mean, I guess they're like, it's okay. It doesn't matter if you get a free Link off of this anymore, or defense or whatever. I mean, it's probably, you know what it is, Kevin? There's probably like, if you have 3 hand traps and they make 3 negates on their board, you're not getting through all that. So that's probably the type of format we're in. Which is why they probably gave us Change of Heart. So that's like the first action you do to bait like a negate or a hand trap or something of that effect.
They're
something that could stop it.
They're gonna have to start hitting the hand traps to be honest, because it feels like if you don't hit those soon to balance the game, it's gonna start being a pain to even bother playing.
I mean, you know what I wish? Since Master Duel has it, bring back the God hand trap that is banned. Bring back Max C so we could take the dang challenge. Bring it back.
Yeah, fuck it. Yeah, why not? Because I feel like, or better yet, Konami, how about you just don't make the list? Since apparently this is what you guys are gonna go for now.
I mean, imagine if they brought back Delinquent Duel back from the list at 1.
Oh, Moses hates me every time I play that card.
Why is it like you have like high rarity, so like you're always drawing?
Because of Goat. No, because it's like literally it's literally the first card in my hand every time we duel. Every time we're on Dueling Book, we're playing it, and I always pull that card immediately in my hand. He always gets screwed.
Oof. Oh, okay. So you have no like you. I remember you got rid of a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh things, but you have nothing left from when before you started your adventure in Dragon Ball Super.
I had cards, a couple left. I did want to do gold, but I just didn't want to bother. I sold the cards back to I sold it back to the PBG, and then I just
GameStop. I mean, at least you would have made money back with GameStop.
GameStop. Yeah, well, yeah. If you do it now, if you give us any cards or games you want to return, we'll give you maybe 4, maybe 6 cents saved on your next purchase.
Oh, I mean, Walker, he's a store manager at GameStop. He'll give you a little bit more.
So those who don't know, the great David Walker is now the store manager of GameStop. So a round of applause for him because thanks to him,
Yes.
we got a lot of cards coming in into
Yes.
all the stores, the GameStop.
I mean, you should see his GameStop. He's got Magic, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh, Dragon Ball, Digimon, My Hero, sports cards. I'm like, you're a fiend.
I have
At GameStop.
There's literally 2 GameStops in the Dolphin Mall that I work in, and not the GameStop, the Dolphin Mall, of course.
One of my friends works at the one near the Starbucks. Not that one.
Yeah, because there's one by the Haagen-Dazs and there's the other one by the food court.
Yes.
And you go there's hardly any Pokemon cards there, but there's like there's a ton more in the one in the food court than there is in by the Haagen-Dazs.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just so weird.
Although the one by the food court used to be called EB Games, and they used to have the Think Geek.
Yes.
But the Think Geek's
yes.
out of business, so now it's a toy store.
Well, Think Geek is GameStop though. They own that because they bought them out.
And they're out of business because they're literally not doing shit.
Well, they turned all their GameStops into like kind of that store, which is unfortunate because like that store was really, it had everything you can imagine: posters, figurines, cups, mugs, models, trading cards,
waifus.
Huh?
Waifus.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong. But speaking of
speaking of waifus.
Speaking of, I mean, Ash Blossom, Ghost Bell, Ghost Ogre, Effect Violet, they're all the waifus we're just talking about.
Gonna have to stop you right there, sir, because I don't think the lowly police would like to hear about this.
Oh man. So it's just interesting just seeing like this ban list, and this came out after the Dragon Ball one, right? Which we'll give our thoughts probably in a later episode of that one.
Oh my god!
But I mean, it's great that Digimon doesn't go through this. They don't have to be like, oh, what are they banning in this game? It's so refreshing, and it's kind of. I got a question for you, actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, when we were playing Dragon Ball, they were so resistant to rotation. Remember?
Mhm.
But do you think rotation would have made that game better? Honestly, because you play Pokemon, it has rotation, right?
Mhm.
So tell me, if Dragon Ball Super had if they did rotation earlier instead of using their ban list to rotate stuff out, because that's basically what that is, do you think it would have improved the game, helped the game? What do you think?
Well, to talk about this, I need to do some examples. So, in Pokemon's rotation, because there's also differences where, since both Pokemon and Magic do rotations, you could. I don't know with the Magic that much, because I don't know if they do like Pokemon does, where they keep certain card effects, because certain cards they keep for certain sets, because they always reprint the cards in different art styles, but they keep the same effect for the cards. They even update it later on in the game, so that way it's more clear in the senses. Like
you gotta love that Gust and Wind and Professor Oak have been reprinted to oblivion.
Like support cards are like the only ones that do change, other than like the Professor cards, because they do have the same effects, because they just change to a different Professor. That's fine. But most of the item cards do in Pokemon always come back in different art forms, but the same effects. Only until, depending on the format, it will be banned, because they do have their own ban list, and they also do hit other Pokemon cards too, because even Pokemon cards do get hit, because not all Pokemon cards actually keep the same effects, abilities, or some of the old. I forgot what some of the older ones are, because you have to know the original formats of Pokemon. But we'll just use abilities, for example, abilities or attacks, because these cards are like all banned. And if you look it up online on the Pokemon TCG website, you'll look up a list of cards that got banned. But in rotations, when they do skip, because like it depends on like a year for Pokemon, because they have to rotate a year. They still keep some of the cards from the sets, that depending on like where the rotation resolves. But then some of those cards have to say goodbye. But only because they do this to keep the balance of the game. The only thing about the rotation that I want to argue about with them is because the fact that Pokemon is a very expensive game. Like, you can get clean copies of item cards and trainer cards. As long as you don't go full blast with it, it's not the end of the world. The problem is just to get the main meta Pokemon card, the actual Pokemon themselves. Like, kind of like if you get like the GXs, EXs, Mega Evolutions, Vs, V Stars, V Maxes, any of that.
Alt-Arts hold their value and stuff like that. You know?
Like not even Alt-Arts. Like, you could literally need a Pokemon Vs. Like, we mentioned special Pokemons like Charizard Vs, for example, or Mewtwo Vs, the one that's coming out, or Arceus, like those, or anything else that's part of the meta. If those cards are just basic without the alternate arts, without the rainbow rares and the gold rare reprints or anything, if they don't have any of them, they're just basic, they're still going to be worth up to near $20, per card. But they could still go higher because they also be efficient to be used in the meta, because they could also be there could also be like a stable cards that you need to have, like I said, until the next rotation, because they do the rotation by around August with their main regional tournaments that come around. But for Dragon Ball, the question is, will it be better with the rotation? After we played the game, and after we did try ban list style with Yu-Gi-Oh!, we failed to realize the actual comprehension of how Bandai was going to resolve it, because we assumed too much of how it should have been like Yu-Gi-Oh!, where it had a limited list, a semi-limited list, like, just don't ban a card, just play along. But the problem with that was that it was ahead of its game. Like, it went too fast. Like, it already broke the game by say 3 with when the black cards became out with Overrealm, and then set 4 with the whole Rudigarn stuff that we talked about, and then they changed up the formats with the multicolor cards, and then the unisons, and then everything. It became a mess. And if
Unison really changed that game.
It changed the game. It helped a bit, and then it kind of killed it a bit. But it depends on like the deck. But I wouldn't say it killed it. It was mostly like the multicolored cards kind of killed it a bit. If you get me.
No, I understand. Yes.
Yeah, and but like I said, set 3 and 4 was also a killjoy to what the game became, because it was doing fine for the first 2, and they already kind of fucked it up as it is. We didn't need to rush to be another Yu-Gi-Oh! That was the problem. But if it needed a rotation, I would say so, because if you're going to do another format, or you're trying to build around something step by step for the game until you do another form rotation, I think that's what you should do. Like, every 3 sets, after it's accomplished, rotate to the next one, so that way we can focus on how the game's going to play. Or if not, just do a year. Give it 1 year, like say at this specific time of the month, and you have until this specific time of the month, and then you list on which set is legal and which set is no longer legal, like they do with Pokemon. So for example, right now, because Pokemon went through the coronavirus and they had to do 2 years, and also with the scalping issue that people couldn't be able to play the cards, it was the Pokemon committee decided to extend it, so it starts the rotation with Sword and Shield base set all the way through what we have today until August of this year. So it's going to stop by Above and Skies, and then we're going to continue on with the 25th anniversary of Pokemon Celebrations with Fusion Strike, Brilliant Stars, Astro Radiance, etc. until next August of next year. So that way it continues on the rotation. So basically, because it feels like you want to give at least see a year for the rotation, see how well it does. Or try play by ear yourself as the players. Talk to your friends, try it your way, see how it rolls, and if it works, go with the flow and try to see. Maybe you could talk to Bandai, communicate them, do whatever you gotta do. Talk to the store managers in your local stores. Try something new, try something fresh. Okay, if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. I understand, but honestly, rotation should be something dragable in these, because the way it's going right now, it's gonna cause a lot of problems with the community. And as Gio said earlier, with the whole that it doesn't get a lot of fan base with the kids and everything, and the way the game is kind of dying, since Bandai focused so much more with Digimon, and they do have the One Piece game coming out, they're hardly gonna take focus on Dragon Ball. And also the fact that with all the cards being repetitive with the same characters, and some of them having similar effects.
But I mean, you're not happy with the 20 Gokus?
And then the 20 million Gokus, because no, Goku has to be the Hulk Hogan's, it has to be the Super Mario's. It's the same shit over and over. And then all the Vegeta players out there, like the Frank Castles, or who's with the Vegeta Army support, they're trying their best to like, yeah, we love this set. We need more Vegetas. Why is Vegeta not getting support? Blah blah. And like, you wonder why? Because Toriyama focuses too much shit on putting Goku over. That's why Gohan got fucked in Majin Buu. And I do want to explain one thing. I know it's a little off, but I did want to mention something about the Majin Buu saga. I'm sorry, Noel. I gotta tell you this, because as I'm trying to watch Dragon Ball Z through, and I'm enjoying as much of the episodes more since I watched the TFS, I can't enjoy Majin Buu. It's so fucking. It's the worst saga I've ever seen.
Of course it is. Of course it is. I'm not saying that because like my favorite character is Gohan.
They ruined Gohan. I like what they were doing the story where he's a teenager, he's having a life. They should have focused on that. No, fuck you, you get nothing. We're gonna give Goku the chance. He gets Super Saiyan 3. Vegeta kills himself. That's it. Go fuck yourself. That's it. Nothing. You get nothing. Boom. Bye.
But but Gohan's getting his redemption story in the new movies, Dragon Ball Super Superhero.
I don't get it. It doesn't make any sense. Why is the Red Ribbon Army back? They should be dead.
Well, because I believe Cell's in the movie.
There was
somewhere,
a
rumor
that I posted on the Facebook where the two characters become Cell. But then again, how do you know Cell, and why would you bring back Cell?
Yeah. I mean, the card game already has those two androids. They're in their blue deck for the new set, actually. So the card game paying homage to the movie we haven't even seen it. Hasn't come out yet, but so it looks like it's going to be an exciting time.
So kind of like Broly, they spoiled the movie with the cards, because that's what they did with me. The cards spoiled the movie.
I mean, yeah. I mean, the deck is blue, but like a lot of their cards are just Android 16, 17, and 18 though. For the deck. So I mean, if that doesn't say so, I don't know what does.
To quote Jim Cornette, lazy booking.
We could say that with WWE and AEW right now, speaking of things. But that's for a whole nother podcast.
No, that's something I would like to do in the future sometime soon, I'm hoping. Because I know I got a lot of people hate on me for talking about wrestling in a card game podcast, but then again, I couldn't care less.
But see, you're our heel, okay? You know? That's what they don't understand.
Oh, that's true. I am kind of a dick in that show. I'm sorry, Noel, but you've been replaced.
I mean, I'm the face of the show. That was like the most obvious thing.
How dare you? What a face you are, saying you're the face of the show. In reality, that's what a heel will say. That's like saying you're the show. How dare you?
And what? Noel's the anti-hero? Never mind. Anyway.
No, he's just a side character.
But so he's Johnny Elite. Anyway.
Yeah.
So
yes, he's the Chatsu of our show. I would say Yamcha, but even Yamcha got all my subs. Like, no, Chatsu. You just get Chatsu.
Cringe. But
just go find Nappa and explode.
Oh man.
Goodbye,
I should have mentioned this earlier when I brought up My Hero, but I'm watching the anime because of the card game. Some people wanted me to watch it and all this and that. Been interesting so far. Just watching it.
Which anime?
My Hero. I said I should have said that when we were talking about it. Like I started watching the anime due to the card game, playing it. So
it's really good.
So I can understand everything that. Oh well, yeah. It feels pretty good so far, but you've seen Super. I feel like Deku is Kaba, honestly. Like when I watch more and more, like,
really?
I'm like, why does he feel like Kaba? Yeah, I mean, so far that's like my initial thoughts, but As they progress, I'll tell you if that changes.
So, does that make Caulifla Bakugo?
I mean, you know, that probably does make sense. Yeah. I mean, they're both hot-headed.
Well, because the thing is, I hate Bakugo. Seriously, it's just even if he's trying to be a hateful character, he just makes me want to hate him more because he's just so annoying.
And those are the characters that do their job well.
No, but he actually, like, you can hate a character, but then you can understand him. Like, okay, when we were young and we watched the Naruto, because this show reminds me a lot when I used to watch Naruto when I was back in 4th grade, when they had it on Cartoon Network.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you can sometimes hate Sasuke because you support Naruto, but then I don't hate Sasuke because the reason he was like that is because his brother killed his family and his entire clan. So you hated Itachi, and then you wanted to hate Itachi for good. And every time I played the Naruto video games, I played Sasuke. I play against Itachi because I always feel bad for Sasuke. But when I read through the manga, because I couldn't watch the anime since they stopped doing the animes on Cartoon Network anymore. As I read through the mangas and then I rewatched the anime later on, there's the scene where he finally fights Itachi when they're like 16, when he's 16 years old, and then he has the power when he uses the Kirin. When after the Itachi and Sasuke were fighting, and Itachi reviews the Susanoo, he then comes near him and he's like, he taps in the face. He's like, "I'm sorry, Sasuke, but another time." And then you learn the story from who later is, Toby, aka Obito later on. Sorry, spoilers. Yeah, it just makes you go to show like Itachi was a good guy the whole time. He killed the clan because they were planning to attack the village at some time, take over. But he did what's right. But the more to the story is like Itachi was a good guy this whole time. And Sasuke, when he learned that story, he realizes, yeah, fuck the Leaf Fish, I'm gonna kill him. I'm just like, okay. But at the same time, Sasuke to me was never like the guy I should hate. Sometimes I could hate Vegeta because he's just an idiot. Because I feel like in Android Saga, he was so arrogant and obnoxious because the moment he became a Super Saiyan, he was too much into the power, but he was too stupid to realize that. And then by the time he realized that he made a huge mistake, it's when Trunks got killed by Cell.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
I mean, so did you? I was gonna ask you if you watched Boruto.
No, I can't. I'm sorry. Boruto's just so bad.
Noel got me to watch it. I was just like, oh.
I've only read the manga before they released the anime, where they did the episode anyway, where Sarada ran away from the village to go find her real mother. But the more progress I realize is that Sakura is a fucking idiot, just to hit her own house and then faints like an idiot. All this power, all this hard work and this dedication, and this girl shows how more useless she is. I just don't understand how fans are like her so much. I hate Sakura with a fucking passion. Now, Sakura as a character I can hate more. Like, I put her on the list with Bakugo as the most annoying characters I would never support ever. And they can just fuck right off.
What was I gonna say? It would be great if they made like a Naruto Digimon set, even though they did that with Dragon Ball years back, and that kind of killed that Dragon Ball game. Or if they made like universes where they did Naruto and brought that back, because like the Chrono Clash game was good, but it had symbols and not words on it. So I kind of think Naruto deserves another chance, especially like My Hero doing so well, like to be in the card game sphere. You get me?
What was the reason that they actually canceled the original Naruto TCG game? Because that game was completely popular when
It was. I mean, I don't know personally. I wasn't playing card games at that time.
No, yeah, because like 2010 when I went to the Avalon manga shop back in Cutler Ridge, which doesn't exist anymore, and that's the same area where I met my friend Toma. And then like I've seen people actually have the Naruto decks, and they used to do tournaments there. I actually was interested in playing it, but I didn't understand it at the time. I had to look at it on YouTube, but it was still confusing mechanics. It was easier if you find a player to do it, but they don't exist anymore. But it was kind of interesting because I like the cards. I met someone in middle school. He showed me he was a huge Naruto fan, And he had a binder full of the trading cards and all the holographs and stuff he bought from the packs. And they used to sell a lot of those back in Target. Because Target used to have every pack of cards from like every set you had that you could find for TCG. And it was very interesting, you know, like, and I kind of miss that because they don't do these stuff anymore. But now what they're doing with My Heroes and Dragon Ball, but you gotta get those while they last because sometimes people get them out. Same thing with the Digimon cards, like there are only limited times for them. There's just more magic spots and there's actually less Yu-Gi-Oh packs lately now. You can't even find Yu-Gi-Oh anymore.
Yeah, you know, people are picking that game up again now that there's events and stuff like that. So people probably going to the store and picking up sealed product. I mean, Ghosts from the Past, Maximum Gold, the Tins, and Battle of Legend are just like super good sets that they do every single year.
You getting that $700 Ghost Rare waifu, sir?
You know, that would be fantastic. So I could ship it immediately. But you know, I mean,
yes, a D-Milf. D-Milf? Dark Magician Lights on. God, what is wrong with you? Explain. I love that episode.
I mean, you know, it's not even that would like I own a card more expensive than that though. It wouldn't be my most expensive card I own.
No, but the Dark Magician that was like $2,000 for a Ghost Rare original Dark Magician. Yeah, that was the fun.
I mean, I own a card more expensive than that though, than $2,000.
I wish I had certain cards that'd be good to collect, but Yu-Gi-Oh wasn't much more of a collection. It was really meant for playing. Pokemon.
Oh yeah, 1000%.
Is the one you use for collection. I mean, that's why I still have my beautiful shiny Charizard VMAX right by my bookshelf on top of it next to my home.
Well, since you're speaking about Pokemon and collecting, I had my Pokemon binder in my mom's car and they broke into it and stole it away from me, but it was my collection since I was a kid. I had base Charizards. I had 3 of them in there. Mint. I don't know if the pages would have bent them. I don't think so. There would have been like 8 or 9 easy. Blastoise is in there. Let's see, Dark Charizard from that set, Dark Blastoise, the Dragonite from that set.
Those were the Team Rocket set was the most popular set of all.
Oh yeah, I may have the Dark Raichu first edition that I pulled or bought. I forget. It's somewhere. That one I might own. But in that binder, it also had Lugia from the Neo Genesis. I pulled it from a pack, and that's another card that's like, I see the prices of these cards, and I just want to bury myself in a hole sometimes.
You know, it kind of makes me think when I was looking at the dark cards of the Pokemon, I was thinking like, why did they never do this in every other sets? Like Kanto, you had the Team Rockets, so and same thing with Johto.
Oh yeah, that would have been so cool.
I mean, I know they did a version with when it came to the Sapphire and the Ruby when they did for Team Magma and Team Sapphire, but why didn't they continue on like with Team Galactic, Team Plasma? What's the one for X and Y? Because I don't know that one.
Oh, I didn't play the game, so I couldn't tell you.
But yeah, because but they're all dark Pokemon, so that you have dark decks.
Yeah.
And like not like dark type decks, like dark like evil Pokemon. Because in Japan the dark type symbol was supposed to be the sign of evil, but they changed it in here because it has to be kid friendly. Nobody dies. So, but in the anime they actually die because we're not that stupid.
I mean, in Pokemon Go, the Team Rocket member, they have dark Pokemon in there when you battle with
dark possessed Pokemon, and then you have to purify them, and then you can create purifiers.
Yeah.
That's the one they should do. They need to make like dark Pokemon, or if you want to make it simpler, you guys, you're not saying dark types. I'll say evil Pokemon because it makes sense. Evil possessed Pokemon, so that you have a deck out of it and you can create. Because when they did the 25th anniversary, one of the cards they have is a Dark Sylveon V, and it's pretty good. You can actually, and it's a canon card you can play in the format, so you could just be creative, make a Dark Sylveon deck, and then just play with it. And speaking of Pokemon Go, I actually have some news. So we actually are gonna sometime, perhaps, I don't think this month, maybe the next month or the following month, we are gonna get a Pokemon Go special set coming out.
Oh yeah.
And we've already got leaks through all of them because I do get my resources from the Pokemon Global Network on the Facebook. If you guys want to go ahead and find that out to get your Pokemon resources out on any of the video games, on any of the apps for Pokemon Go, to the training cards, or any of the movies or specialties of the animes, or any specialties around the YouTube or anything. Go ahead, check it out. It always gives your news up to date ahead, even before the Pokemon Company does. But they do get more resources from Pokemon companies, but they also get the resources coming out so that we're always one step ahead for all the DLCs, the Pokemon sets, and anything else. And with here, they already revealed that we're going to get a Ditto. And there's a special Ditto card, which is pretty cool. So here's an example. So you're going to say you open a pack. And let's say you got it shows you in a video. Okay, so I just pulled myself a reverse hollow Bidoof. Okay, that's pretty cool. I'm gonna keep looking at whatever the cards I got. These are brand new cards. I'm reading, and wait a minute, I've already pulled this reverse hollow Bidoof. What is going on? Aha! Now here's a trick. If you see a symbol of a Ditto on the bottom left corner of the card, you actually can pull the card apart because it's actually a sticker. And when you pull it apart, just like in the Pokemon Go game, if you catch a Pokemon, but it's not the actual Pokemon, it reverses into a Ditto, you caught yourself a Ditto. So that means you're going to get a Ditto, which is going to be a rare holo, and it's going to have an ability where it can turn itself into any kind of Pokemon that you have on the field or anything. It's really good. It's really versatile. You're going to have to use those in your decks. And this set is also the one that's going to have the two decks that's going to be meta. It's going to have the Metal V-Star and the Mewtwo V-Star, which is the deck I'm going to make, guys, because Mewtwo is the shit. And so if you guys want to get that, you can also buy one of those those special boxes, like the one they have for the RCSV alternate art thing, like those little boxes that comes with 4 packs and a promo card on it. They also have different styles. They have the tins coming out as well with Articuno, Moltres, and Zapdos on it. And they have the little tiny tins that comes doesn't come with a special card, but comes with a couple of packs where they're just smudged in. But they also have the Elite Trainer box. It's going to be like a blue one with blue sleeves. It has Mewtwo on it. So get those. And of course, you're going to get the packs with sleeves, dice, damage counters, burn and poison counter on it. And of course, you may, I don't know if this comes with a promo card or anything. I'm not knowing it doesn't have it. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But they do come with 8 packs of the sets. So get those because those are going to be very fun to play with. Pre-order them now, guys, because sooner or later they're going to be sold out. And they're going to be very expensive to obtain, just like the 25th celebration packs, because special packs in Pokemon are very difficult to get. So get them while they last, because by then they're going to be hard to get, even before rotation, and then after rotation they're going to be gone forever on stores, and they're going to be hard to collect. So good luck with that.
Concurred.
Yeah. And they do have new cards for your Steel deck that you should make, sir.
Oh, I mean, I saw some of the cards. They look really nice.
The have new style alternate art cards that look sick in the Astral Radiant sets. You get like the Hishwinning Sneasler. You get the Origin Dialga Palkia alternate art, which looks fan-fucking-tastic. Holy shit! Especially the Palkia one. The Palkia one's my favorite. It's kind of like one of those, those little, that art where it's like the stairwells, they're like everywhere, they're randomized, and when you're walking on the stairwell, you kind of look like one upside down, one sideways.
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
Yeah, that's the alternate art for it. It looks sick.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it's gone quiet.
Well, so much hype,
The hype in Pokemon is real. The TCG Party Podcast is back. I'm Kevin. And that's how it is. Do we have anything else left to discuss, Gio?
For this week, I was just letting you handle that, buddy, I'm still trying to plan out how these episodes work, because I'll do these with you and then do like Bandai games and My Hero with Cam, and if you want to get in, you'll be on them too. So just trying to figure out how it's recordings are gonna go and all that. But,
So that pretty much means, yeah. So I guess that's gonna mean the fact that you're out of ideas and you suck. You're fired. Get the fuck out. Nah,
you
but
know?
that's fine. Did you want to talk about the Dragon Ball ban list before we can probably end the show? We can make that the last thing.
Sure, why not? So then
Okay.
I could post that out there. Sure. Do you want to go look it up or?
I probably have to, but I'm probably gonna not know much of these cards. I'll look it up right now, and then, well, as I read upon and while I look this up, then you could just go ahead and explain the reasoning to most people in there. Some who are new to the game, or some are just still baffled to like why the reason, because they're probably not gonna talk to friends much.
I remember that at the beginning when we were the DBS podcast, there would be people messaging me that they appreciated that we gave out free information. You know? So.
Yeah, because you got all the information before everybody, and then they're like, I appreciate the information. This show's awesome, except for the host. He sucks.
Yeah, hey man, not everything's perfect all the time, okay? But damn it, we're doing our best here.
No, let's see. Did I ban this card? Oh.
Yeah, I'm looking at all of them, but...
let's see. The ones I'm looking at the list right here, these are the ones that are, Wait, how many cards got banned?
1, 2, 3, 4 got banned. 5. No, I'm sorry. 4 got banned.
Oh my god. How long have I been out of this game? I'm seeing all these familiar cards banned already. What the fuck is
yeah.
What is going on? Oh, hey, look who's back being banned again. I see a familiar face. Wasn't this the Gohan deck that you loved?
Yeah, Reboot Gohan is banned, yes.
Oh,
Why must you kill my heart again?
Because I didn't know it was banned. I quit.
That was banned. Well, it got banned. It got banned in Best of One, and then they banned it all together. So it got banned twice.
Well, that's banned. Oh my god, I really haven't had this game. Oh, wow. Holy crap.
A whole new world.
So I'm guessing it's gonna go up to the Foo, because now Foo's banned. The Cell Leader's banned.
Well,
okay.
They just made the ultimate deck with the Reboot Cell Leader, which that deck is very good.
Alright, so let's go step by step. So I'll go by the list here, so that shows me. So the first card I have here is the Secret Identity Mass Saiyan. So explain to me what was the reason for this card being banned?
In the new set, there's token decks, and they didn't want this card. Hey, look, I summoned for free and kill all your tokens, and stuff like that. But it upset me because I have the foils that we can't get rid of now. So yeah.
So just like Yu-Gi-Oh, tokens are banned.
And then the next one, Piano, Reign of Terror. They with him gone and Drum at 1, they kind of killed the King Piccolo deck from set 12, if you remember.
I remember this set, yeah. Wait, was it set 12? Oh yeah, it was set 12. Oh, he was a rare. I thought it was an uncommon. Yeah. Oh, because it must have been a key card.
Yeah, it's so rare.
Oh, that's right. King Piccolo was broken.
Yeah.
Super Saiyan,
yeah.
Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta Marvelous Might.
Another card I own that I am sad that this is gone. Yeah, Gogeta Xeno. That deck was very aggressive, so...
It doesn't really surprise me if black cards get banned a lot because they're like the easiest decks to get hit more, since they're like no color cost for mana or anything. So they're just usually just regular, any kind of regular energy. Super Saiyan 4 Bardock fighting against Fate.
I mean, this card is just really good. I don't know if it should have got banned, but
I
maybe
don't get
it
it.
won. But like,
Wait, this card got banned, and all it says is Overwhelm 6, and it just dual attack. How the fuck why is this card banned?
it's really good. It's better than you think. Yes, I know. It literally says, all realm sticks and dual. It's free though. Number one. Number two, 25k has always been the magic number in that game, and you get 2 swings. So, yeah.
I don't think it should be banned because it's just free. If it was like, it was a free crit, maybe. Free double strike, maybe, but I wouldn't say dual attack, no.
Because, like, you end the game with this card if they're at 2 or 1 life, you know? When he comes down, you're either pushing for damage or you're going for game with him.
I guess.
You know?
Self-perfection surpassed.
And then... Yeah, but that's not this list. The next one is they gave the errata to the Reboot Soul Striker reboot leader.
Wait, so the cell card's not banned, is what you're saying?
No, that's just, I think you're looking at an overall list, but I'm looking at the list, like I'm only looking at the last list, which is what they did.
Okay, I got Unrelenting Assault Trunks.
That was banned a couple lists ago.
Oh, really?
And you're gonna look at that card and you're gonna be like, really? I know you are. But the next one would be SSP.
Really, but I have a feeling I'm not gonna say it because there has to be a deck that runs it. That's gonna be the Vegix, or are they not that relevant?
No, it was Gogeta Xeno, the deck with the Marvelous Might that you were reading.
Oh yeah, that's right.
The black cut, yeah, it's that deck.
And then we got Fu Shrouded.
And as you see, they've completely destroyed that deck.
Yeah.
So you know.
And then I got Fu Shrouded in Mystery.
That was the ban list before this one.
It doesn't say it. It doesn't give me. It just says DBS B16 pre-release, because in everything else it just says North America November 1st 2021. It shows like Violent Rush Bojack, and that's it. And they spell his fucking name wrong like an idiot.
Translation error. Remember,
it says Baljack. Listen, Baljack.
Oh man.
I don't know, but that's the list I have, and then the limited list I have here. Piccolo Jr., Descendant of the King.
Yes, and that was this one. It's a unison. It's probably like the best red unison that they have.
Is it because of its auto, or is it because of its -2 effect?
It's just like the best red unison. There's no reason to use anything that isn't this card in red when this exists.
Oh, it's probably, yeah, it's both. I have here Super Saiyan 3 Gogeta thwarting the Dark Empire.
Yep.
That's another one. Yeah, but I'm not I'm not gonna be surprised. And also, it's a promo card, so promo cards get hit into the ban list more because they're always they're always like the most broken thing that makes the game,
Before the reprint, this card was $120, $130, $140.
Really? Like, let me read this card.
Yeah.
Let's see. Unique Double Strike, Overarm 6 with 1 Black Energy, Union Fusion with 1 Black Energy of Son Goku Zeno and Vegeta Zeno. Permanent, you can choose a battle card in your board when choosing cards to use with this card's Union skill from your hand. If you do, place the chosen cards from the warp and drop it. When this card attacks, choose up to 1 of your opponent's battle cards and send it to the warp. Yeah, of course this card's getting banned, man. In fact, it's stupid. And it's a 5,000 combo.
Just hearing your voice say too good.
I mean, it makes sense. I'm not surprised about that. Again, like I said, black cards in the game is more efficient to get hit than any other color card, unless it's from like one set of the color that's go into the meta right now, because I do see a lot of yellow cards and blue cards. Green is sort of like the third with it, and then because it's always gonna be black cards number 1. Number 2 is it's a tie with blue and yellow. Number 3 is green, because green is also very efficient, and then red's like the last one that doesn't take much to hit to the ban list, because red is not that powerful as much as you think.
Oh man, Noel would be so triggered if he hears you say that.
I don't care, because I can tell. I noticeably can tell. Like, even though there are good efficient red decks, don't get me wrong, but still they're not as effectively as dangerous in the meta more than the other 4 colors, in my opinion. So honestly, red is like the weakest.
And then the final card we're gonna look at, it was under errata, Android 17 most valuable player. Read that card.
Erratas, hold on. I gotta. Because I have to scroll all the way up. Let's see. I only see the banned cards, the banned format cards, limited cards. Where's the erratas again? I always forget that.
I have no idea, but since I can send you the card.
New strategy? Oh, here it is. Here. Announcements. No, I got it. Never mind. Oh, wow. Okay, so this was the list. I was just too stupid to realize that. Oh, here it is. That's the Android 17 most valuable player.
Yes.
Activate main Sparking 5 with 1 red energy. If your leader card is a red Universe 7 card and you send this card from your drop area to your warp, your leader card gets Invoker until the end of the next turn. I forgot what Invoker does.
It's that, remember, it's that deck that's like a magic deck that has all those option cards. And if you have Invoker, you could play the cards. Like, it gives you access to playing the cards. Either for if they have a cost or for free, things like that.
Oh, that's right. Invoku was the stupidest deck.
Yeah, and that card is for that deck.
Oh.
Yeah.
And then this one's requires. So the only thing it got errata was instead it now costs 2 red energies and a blue energy to activate the Sparking 5.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, they made one tournament, and here you go, $100 card, which I'm sure it's not. I'm sure it's like probably like 40 now. Yeah.
50. Well, yeah, that sucks. The card won't be relevant as much, but at the same time, I think 2 reds and a blue is not the end of the world. There's always a way to make it easier, so. And because there's going to be a blue energy you're going to tap, you can still use the Senso Beam to like retap. So I don't think it's the end of the world for that. You're just not going to focus too much of it, but if you still want to play it relevant, then yeah, fuck it, why not? Just go have fun. And you're still going to save a blue energy back to the game, so it's not the end of the world.
I could see that.
Yeah, so comparison to these lists, I don't know. I was more shocked to see some certain cards I've seen around. I was like, oh, wow, that card's banned? What? No Belmont? No, none of this? That shocks me more than these cards.
What?
The Foos, the stuff that we used to own and play and had a great time, and now they're all gone forever.
Yeah. Yeah, right? They are all gone. It sucks.
It's the end of an era. But then again, DBS was already going to the dying state with things, and if Bandai is going to keep doing that, create a card that's going to be broken, like I said before, and then you're just going to ban it because you're the one who gave the stupid idea, the effect, and then you're going to ban it and make it waste our money, then you, sir, are basically scalping us more than you're basically helping the community. So you're going to wonder why nobody's going to try to play this game, especially the kids. The kids are not going to waste their parents' money. You're bothering with this because even their kids are.
I mean, well, why would they when you could play with Pikachu, Charizard, Veemon, Agumon, Deku? Come on.
And you actually have a friendly community who cares, and they wouldn't treat you like shit.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, so Pokemon over DBS card games. Just the card games. If it comes to the animes, that's a different story. Even their high quality animes in Dragon Ball.
I mean, did Ash finally beat Iris? Anyway,
Ash finally became the Alolan champion.
it's a miracle. He could become a champion.
It's a miracle that he actually gets better, but he still sucks and he's ugly as fuck right now because of his artwork.
But yeah.
But that does conclude today's episode of the podcast. This is season 2. We are starting up the season right now, episode 13. So that's season 2, episode 1, of course. But of course, it's still going to consider episode 13. So we are starting things up. We are going to take our time to do whatever we can do the podcast, but we'll try to do as best as we can with the weekly. It also has to work with my schedule and Gio's schedule, so bear with us, guys. But I will upload these episodes as fast as possible. So as you can tell, if I do the editing, the episode does come out. It should come out sometime later this week. I'll probably try to do it between maybe on a Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday, in between those days. So please understand when this came out. Know that why it came out. If you see the little power direct button on the right, just ignore it. It's just some editing I'm doing until I get a better editing processor that I can afford and hope to work well with these episodes. So again, thank you very much, Giovanni, for everything. Thank you for working on the last episode of the podcast, and I appreciate it so much. I think my grandpa will be resting well, knowing that you did a great thing, and everyone will support everything. All my friends who were there for me and my family for a couple months now. So thank you, Gio, for everything.
Yes, sir. We're always here for you, buddy.
I appreciate that. And I appreciate all my fans who are there still supporting. If you're still expecting the episodes, again, we'll do the best we can. So hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. It was a blast coming back for a while. It's been a while since I've done this. So if I babble too much, I do apologize. But then again, I won't apologize because, as Gio said, I am the bad guy. And to give one final quote to everyone here is to one guy who did pass away 2 weeks on a Monday before my grandpa passed on that same Monday. So to leave this quote, guys, it's not going to be signing off. This will be something fresh, but this is a goodbye from Giovanni.
We'll catch you next time.
And this is the FortressStriker. And to get the final quote is to our favorite wrestler, or one of our classic wrestlers,
the Razor Ramon?
Damn, how did you know? I actually was trying to get the quote because I had the quote in my head.
I was like waiting for it, and I was like, wait, he's asking me something?
I know, I know the damn quote. Ah! Okay, I got it. Okay, here's the quote. And so, to all of us here on TCG Player, just remember, hard work pays off, dreams come true. Bad times don't last. Ready, Gio? Together. But bad guys
do. Hey.
That was terrible. Scott Hall would just come out of his grave and beat the shit out of you for that.
Hey man, as long as Shawn Michaels is pushing my shit in, it's okay.
Why would you pick Shawn Michaels? He's the worst one to have.
I know, that's for me.
You couldn't pick Kevin Nash. You picked Shawn Michaels.
I mean, I'd rather have the guy that.
You couldn't pick X-Pac.
That was more.
At least X-Pac makes more sense. What the fuck?
At least I picked the guy that had the most relevant career. Okay. Anyway.
Oh yeah, the most relevant guy who also did coke and got people fired back in those days. Yeah, well, great guy. But is he gonna have a problem with that, and is he still gonna get in trouble with the company at those times? I don't think so. Shawn Michaels does what Shawn Michaels does best, and that, of course, is to suck it. And with that, guys, we'll see you in the next episode. This is FortressStriker, signing off.